Hi there, my name is Idrees Alsolbi. I'm the first author of the paper titled Different Approaches of Bibliometric Analysis for Data Analytics Applications in Nonprofit Organizations. So, nonprofit organizations, also called voluntary sector, third sector, non-governmental agencies as well. The nonprofit organizations defined as any organizations that do not make any profit from public. And there are many types of profit sources. For example, in Australia, nearly 50% is self-generated profit. The government contributed to up to 33.5%, and only 9.5 comes from donations. The rest, which is 7.9, represents gifts, organizations, affiliations, etc. There are many examples of nonprofit organizations. They could be charities, community centers, hospitals, schools, and religious centers. So why data analytics in nonprofit organizations? They are basically to monitor, evaluate, and determine barriers, to provide meaningful visualizations to support decision-making process, and to understand the influential factors on donations, giving, and volunteering. So the research aims are to investigate applications of data analysis in nonprofit organizations, applying different bibliometric analysis techniques to discover various or virtuous insights, and to share the required knowledge about any research gaps, and finally to use bibliometric analysis quantitative methods to measure and map the existing research. So the research process includes 5 phases, starting from identifying the research databases and selection criteria. Phase 2, we search using a string and filter the documents. In phase 3, we store the data that we collected. And in phase 4, we pre-process the data. And in phase 5, we did data analysis using 2 main techniques in here, which is the coterm and scientific evolutionary pathways that I'll be talking about them later on. However, returning back to phase 3, we used bibliometrics R tool to perform some visualizations, and finally we combined the results from bibliometrics R analysis and phase 5 in a final phase, which is results. Bibliometrics R tool is an open source tool for quantitative science, scientometric, and bibliometrics research that includes all of the major bibliometric methods of analysis. In this paper, we created 4 types of analysis: subject areas of the documents, word dynamics, co-occurrence networks, and conceptual structure map. Looking at the subject areas of the documents, we found that computer science has the highest percentage of research using or applying data analytics in nonprofit organizations. However, looking at word dynamics, we found that big data word has the highest moving or highest dynamic in the last 12 years. Co-occurrence network shows that big data keyword has an association with human and non-profit organizations. On the other hand, in the conceptual structure map, there are 2 structures mainly represent keywords of data analysis from data analysis, such as big data, decision making or decision support systems, and they clustered with their relatives in 2 different clusters, blue and red. In the coterm analysis, we found 3 major results: organization management related and statistics-based data analyzing methods dominate the nonprofit domains. Also, we found that utilizing methods from the computer science domain, such as machine learning techniques, is an emerging trend. And finally, healthcare-related nonprofit organizations prefer using statistical methods, while public affairs-related nonprofit organizations use knowledge management methods more frequently. In the scientific evolutionary pathways, we found four communities: data processing, the purple; public health and health management, the green; hospital management, the orange; public affairs and knowledge management, which is the blue. We find that all these communities have been applied within the domain of nonprofit organizations. This paper has some limitations. First, the coterm and SEP analysis are based on the correlation between semantic similarities of terms. The other one is relevant research papers. Some of them have been located beyond the scope of this study were excluded, although they have a high rate of keyword occurrence. And here are the list of references that I used in this slide. And thank you for your listening.